Thing is, call for an uprising. I have not covered Call for an Uprising a little bit, but I've been debating on covering him because, let's be honest, if there's anything that gives me more joy, it is seeing the stands for Call for an Uprising coming from his stream or his videos over to my videos and freaking the hell out. If you're a Call for an Uprising fan in the chat, or you're a Call for an Uprising fan in the comment section of this video, hi, how's it going? How you feeling? You having a good day? You having a good time? Given the ratios on the videos I've done on Call, the handful of them I've done on Call, seeing you guys in the section, it's always wonderful because I know that those videos will perform better than other ones, just by nature of getting your hate view. So thank you very much for that. That's an incredible thing, and I love it. I also love the comment that I get from Call fans a lot, which is, "Why are you so obsessed with this guy?" When I've done 5, this will be the 6th videos on Call for an Uprising of the 400 to 500 that exist on my channel. That's when less than 1% of my content has been dedicated to you as an individual. I'm definitely obsessed. Definitely. Your ability to estimate what obsession is, inability rather, makes a lot of sense when compared to why you like the people you do. But this is Call's video called "The End is Close. This will not be up for long. A video that YouTube didn't want you to see." Oh God, spare me, Call. Spare me. See, this video was put up in October 28th of 2020. It's received 84,000 views. And he's a channel that's on YouTube's radar. He's got 526,000 subscribers. He's in the upper, 10% of channels as far as subs are concerned. We can already take from the title, this is a fucking lie. The video's been up for a while. YouTube didn't want you to see. I don't think YouTube fucking cares. The video's still up. But what is it that I've said about these types of speakers a lot of times? It's that they... what was it? Victim narrative? Do they need a victim narrative? Because if they're not a victim, if they're not being oppressed actively, if Satan's not pegging them in the asshole in this right moment, they're just not fulfilled. They need to be oppressed. These people are, I'm not trying to kink shame, these people are eternal bottoms with an imaginary dom. Again, not to kink shame. But I think that is accurate here.
So, Call for an Uprising. Welcome to today's show. I'm going to upload the video that caught me a strike and was removed from my other channel, which now I cannot upload for 7 days on this channel. But before I get into it, it's about the Great Reset.
It's a video that YouTube didn't want you to see, but it's been on this channel for a month and a half. With no issue whatsoever. If it actually did get him a strike on that other channel, I don't know if I believe him. But, you know.
And I feel like everybody needs to know about it. I have it up on my website, but I'm going to put it here. I'm going to risk this channel getting a strike and taken down.
Oh, the poor narrative. Woe is me.
This is what's going on. I mean, it's a crazy confusion for a lot of people because a lot of us have a few channels. All right, this was my old original main channel. This channel has been demonetized. It's a strike away from going away. I can upload here, but I don't. You see all the videos, if you scroll through, that have been taken down and removed. Stuff they don't want us talking about. They clearly have made it clear now. They put more rules in quietly overnight. Anything referring to pizza...
Because the Pizzagate conspiracy was bullshit, my dude. A guy literally went into the fucking pizza parlor that was supposed to have it, and nothing was there. A guy stormed a pizza place with guns and found nothing. Dude. And then you guys had to move the goalpost to, oh, well, there are elites that are pedophiles. Just that there are elites that are pedophiles. Oh, wow, holy shit. Holy shit, pedos exist in the world? That's so... riveting. Riveting. I had no idea that people who gained positions of power would ever be abusive. I had no idea. Holy shit. What insight.
Blank gate is being removed. Marina Abramovich, those types of things. Spirit cooking. Removed and given strikes if they feel like it's, inappropriate conduct or content. Okay, this is just a total and utter joke. So you can see on this channel there's a lot of stuff removed, but I'm going to put that up here in a minute after I get through the beginning of this. Now, most of you are
taking longer to get to the point than I do on any of my videos.
In your, in your homes during your quarantine here, which is just never ending.
Well, of course, because dumb shits like you are arguing that we shouldn't actually be wearing masks or any of the things that actually help during a quarantine. Okay, so he does actually have proof here. The Great Reset, the video was removed on his channel. Okay. I believe him more now.
And you're probably, some of you are by yourselves, some of you are with what you should now call, instead of your wife or husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, parents, just call them your cellmates. Because this looks like it's going to be lasting a long time. And
oh my god, it's so horrible. I have to be inside my house and play video games. Ugh. Woe is me. Woe is me. Whatever will I do? Whatever will I do?
The people you're around are pretty much your cellmates now, because I've been saying this for years. And
you've been saying it for years, but you could literally go outside without issue at all. Look, like, I could go to the store right now. Okay, dude. I mean, yeah, it does kind of suck for me, Jewing, because the house is wrecked at the moment with no AC and no water, no water functioning. It's all low pressure and the freaking kitchen's falling apart. So yeah, I mean, I guess it is. It does kind of suck for me, but at the same time, like, woe is me.
Years about how our homes are our own prisons. They're creating our own prisons. We're allowing them to put cameras in our homes and watch us and monitor us as if we're in prison because there's not enough room to imprison all of us.
Who's allowing people to put cameras in their homes? I mean, I got one right here that's like, pointed at me because that's my job. My camera's pointed at me. But I just, who?
And that's exactly what has happened. And of course, they've let many prisoners out of jail, freeing up prison cells for people that will be considered conspiracy nuts and dangerous or extremists.
Who? Can you please show me evidence that they have specifically, the ominous they, the Satan pegging my asshole, imaginary enemy. Where is the proof that prisons have been ejecting their population specifically so that they can go after people like you who strangely don't ever actually go into a jail cell? That's
how insane the world has gotten. That's how right we've all hit this thing right on the nose and pretty much scared them to the point where they need to lock us up at this point because we're waking way too many people up and they're making way too many mistakes.
Oh my god. This is okay. When I was at the height of my Alex Jones nuttery, when I was so deep into it, when I was telling anybody, I was showing them Zeitgeist, I was making them go through the whole Bilderberg shit, talking to them about the Federal Reserve, every single time. It was in my head, if I just wake up more people, if more of us know they can't hurt us, if more of us know they can't do... Okay, but as I'm older and less stupid, I have to ask my younger, more stupid self, if they really wanted to imprison you, what is simply knowing what they are up to? What is that going to do to prevent you from getting punked? What is that going to change? Now, am I upset that I went through that whole phase? No, because I can reflect on it as an adult and go, wow, I actually believed really stupid fucking shit. But if I were to have that conversation with my younger self, it would be, hey, you can have these conversations with people. If you really think spreading this information is going to help, do it. But I am curious what protection knowledge of these things actually offers any of these people. What does it do? What does it change? If you're in the audience and you're a conspiracy theorist, What has knowledge of any of those conspiracies actually done to change your life? What has changed? Aside from the fact that now you're significantly more paranoid. What? Anything? Anything at all? Because I'd really like to know what changed. Did knowledge of this suddenly mean that there were white cars stopping by your house when you weren't ready? Because if that was the case, then knowledge of it actually was a detriment to your life. But, whatever. The point being, knowing any of this shit, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything. There's nothing in your material reality that changes, even if half this shit were true. And then it's hilarious when we debunk it and show that it's not. But still, nothing. And always the who is they. Because the conversation about, what they are doing, it always goes down this same path. Who is they? Well, the government. Okay, cool. Well, we are the government. We are the people who elect our officials. Ostensibly, we have a say there. So is it just the government? Well, no, it's the elites in the government. Okay, cool. So it's like, is it a shadow government? Yes. Okay, what's the shadow government? The globalists. Okay, cool. What's the globalists? The bankers. Okay, cool. The globalist bankers. What are they? And strangely, every time they either stop there, it's the Bilderbergers, it's the whatever, or they go that one step further. It's the Jews. The globalist banker elite. You mean the Jews. That's where it comes in. And then all those conspiracies, then it makes sense. You need an imaginary enemy, and it's the same imaginary enemy that Hitler conveniently had. It's just the Jews. Now, I did that path for a reason. Every single time you have that conversation with a conspiracy theorist, they stop at one of those areas. It's the government, or it's the elite, or it's the shadow government, or it's the globalist, or it's the bankers, or it's the globalist bankers, until finally you end on, it's the Jews. Think of it like an onion. Every single layer of that onion, somebody believes they have discovered the truth. They know the truth. They know what they didn't know 10 seconds ago, and now that they know, you've got to go. But then, when they go, well, the government's doing all this, right? They hear like MK Ultra, which of course was a real thing. They hear like the sinking of the USS Maine, which again was a real thing. And then they go, okay, well, every conspiracy within the government must be true because I have these isolated incidents which are definitely true. And then you go down. Well, it's the government. Okay, well, it's just certain people in the government because there are some people who aren't like you look at somebody like Bernie Sanders. Chances are he's not, one of the people who's the globalist elite. But then again, depending on if you're on the right or left, he might be, depending on, how conspiratorial you are. Then you go down to the next layer. Okay, well, it's certain people. It's the shadow government. It's the deep state. And that's where a lot of your MAGA people are, your Trumpers. But then you go to the next layer, and then the next layer, and then the next layer, and people occupy certain layers. Your Trumpers are usually your people who believe in the deep state. Those are the people that are there. And then, if they say it's the Illuminati or the Bilderbergers or whatever, they're on some layer in that. But at the bottom of the layer, at the most extreme, it's almost always the Jews. But let's continue his
From
shtick.
The crisis, what's the wonderful acting that we see at some of these events that just immediately make people wake up to just the nonsense they continue to fabricate, from the World Series last night where a player is removed from the game in the 8th or 7th inning or late in the game because he tested positive. Oh, but the results came in so late. How come that hasn't happened before? Well, because it's usually one of the most highest rated televised events during the year is the later games in the World Series, Game 6, Game 7.
So let me go ahead and I know I didn't have that showing at the time, and I'm sorry, I should have. But Well, actually, Morrow, you know that when they is George Soros is Jewish, so when it's George Soros, it's also the Jews. It's the same thing. But so when I'm seeing this stuff here, right? Which is more likely? That tests actually came in late, because tests don't always come in on a perfect schedule. They don't. They change based on how many people are getting tests at the time, based on the efficacy of the test that you have on hand. Are you using an antibodies test, which can come back in a handful of hours? Are you using the swab test, which comes back a little later? What type of test are you using? Which one are you using? Bernie Sanders is also Jewish. You're right. That's another one. So yeah, it works the same way either way. But when you look at this, you have to ask, which is more likely? Is it more likely that there's a global conspiracy, and through this global conspiracy, we have to expressly, televised, rip somebody off the field, or is it more likely that no, the test actually just happened to come in at a inconvenient time, because tests do that? How many people do you think got their tests in literally as they came in the mail as they were sitting down for Thanksgiving dinner? And they wouldn't have known. And so they get home and they open the mailbox and, okay, well, test results are in and, well, shit. It happens. It happens. But it is, to people like this, they can't use Occam's razor. The least likely events do not get cut out. The least likely events are the ones that you have to point to.
Same as the Super Bowl and these other events. So they take the opportunity to continue to give people a scare. Of course, it continues to be athletes and celebrities, the ones who get it. Nobody has symptoms. Every time you hear them talk.
I've had family members that have got it and they have symptoms. I've had friends that have got it and have symptoms. The husband of one of my good friends actually had to go on the ventilator. It's always, okay, look, dude, if you did something other than live in your fucking mom's basement, then maybe you would hear about other people that caught it. You know what would help you figure out if other people caught it? If you had friends. If you had people to talk to. If you had friends. Real people to talk to. If you actually had a social circle. Maybe, just maybe, a handful of them might catch it. That's what's happened to me. I have a social circle, and of course, a couple of people that I know have caught it, not counting my family. So why is it when you say shit like, oh, it's only it's always celebrities who catch it? Well, of course, you only hear about celebrities catching it on the news. Those are the people that they report on, because what is more likely to help with television ratings? If you point out that a celebrity caught corona, like you say, hey, Charlie Sheen got coronavirus. Or you say, Grandma in Nantucket, over 3 houses down in the woods where I live, caught it. Which is going to actually get you ratings on the news? Which one? Nobody gives a fuck about Grandma in Nantucket. I'm sorry. Her family does, I'm sure. But nobody in the greater area of Georgia gives a shit because they don't know who she is. But if you say someone like Charlie Sheen gets it, most of them know who that is. So, again, which is more like? Is it more likely that they're selecting celebrities because they want the biggest outcry, and so they just go, look who caught it this time, even though nobody caught it? Or is it just more likely that because the media generally reports on celebrities anyway, as is normally the case, is it more likely that when they inevitably catch it, like Grandma Nantucket down there, that it's more profitable for the company to post on that than it is to talk about Grandma? I just don't get it. We have numbers showing how many people have actually caught this thing, but Call ignores that because numbers from officials are evil and terrible.
They say they're not sick, right? Yet we're supposed to live in fear and chaos, and the people who end up passing are people that just get it put on their certificates. But this is the stuff we...
Oh my god, I already did a video going over this ages ago. If you really want a full-on debunk of this, then please, I have a video where I actually have the methodology from the World Health Organization that is used to determine whether or not COVID-19 is put on a death certificate. This fucking conspiracy has been going around for the last few months, for ages, about, oh, well, they just put it on the death certificate no matter what you died from. No, the fuck they don't. No, they don't. If you died, they put down if it is COVID that gets you, or they put down that it is COVID related. For instance, if I die of pneumonia, but I had COVID, COVID exacerbated the pneumonia and made it untenable to deal with, therefore killing me. The COVID still killed me. It just happened that the catalyst for it to kill me was the pneumonia. The pneumonia wouldn't have killed me on its own, and the COVID might not have killed me on its own, but the COVID made something kill me. As an example, let's say I am a diabetic, and as a result, I have to be on blood thinners. This is what my grandpa had. He had to be on blood thinners because he was a diabetic. And as a result, it's very hard for his blood to coagulate. Let's say he gets stabbed and he bleeds out, but it was a accidental stab, right? It's not like you got murdered. Grandma went into the kitchen and said, "This Thanksgiving we're having you." No, he gets stabbed on accident, falls on the knife 9 times, whatever. If that happens, would the knife have killed him on its own? Likely not. But because he was on blood thinners, his blood couldn't coagulate. So he died. So what is this? He died of a stab, but it was directly related to his diabetes because of the blood thinners he had to be on for that. And that would be on the medical fucking record. It's basic shit, but explaining basic shit to these people is always a chore. And I know that for a fact because I've had Call on this channel, and I've talked with him about this basic shit.
We can't talk about here, so I want to do a reminder to everyone. This is what's going on, and just take a minute to listen before I put up the video in the Great Reset.
I guess we're going to be doing the Great Reset video later because I didn't realize that 7 minutes of this video was going to be about him talking about something else.
My other channel, I can start uploading again November 1st. There will be all new content there. Starting November 1st, leading up to the subscribe button so that you get notifications.
Anything else
most people
here?
are not getting edit out long originally. So it's pretty ridiculous. So those are the 2 channels there. And again, if you want
It's not ridiculous that you violate community guidelines all the fucking time, dude. Your information has probably led to people actually dying. Weekly podcast. Okay, so this is just advertisements. Okay, so I will say this. From a marketing perspective, I can understand what he's doing. He's got the victim narrative. Oh no, they took down my video, which violated YouTube guidelines. They took down my video. And, I mean, I've had videos taken down. I get it. I understand. But then using that narrative to try to push your podcast, your other channel, trying to push all of that other stuff. From a marketing perspective, I get it. I'm not saying that's unethical. I understand that. 110%, I get that. However, everything else that Call is saying in this video, I do have a problem with. Because it's, granted, it's like he's saying off-the-cuff shit. But it's off-the-cuff shit that we've debunked tons of times. Not just me, but other content creators have taken this shit and just manhandled it. And yet, Call's fan base doesn't care. And if you're a Call fan watching, not that I think you actually made it to this stage of the video, that's I believe that if you are a Call fan and you made it to this stage of the video, then your attention span is way, way, way higher than I gave you any credit for. So, congratulations. The end of Evangelion. Congratulations. My problem is not with the advertising thing. That's just a reality of being on YouTube. Even advertising through a victim mentality. I get it. I may have done it in the past too on my channel. I don't know, but Again, I get it. What I don't like is just the blatant misinformation. I don't like that. Which seems to be most of what Call's channel is in general. And again, if you are a Call fan, hi, how are you doing? Can't wait to see you tell me how much I need to die in the comment section. I can't wait to get the all caps lock messages with all the grammatical mistakes about the different ways in which my flesh is going to be seared off of my testicles in hell or Gehenna or whatever fucking afterlife you believe in. I absolutely cannot wait. So, that was the first 7 minutes of his video. I didn't actually get into the video itself because, well, I wanted to talk about the Great Reset, but there was so much other gunk. So we'll have to get into that part later. A different video, different day.